Whether you drive a mainstream automobile or something a little more exotic, it's your car. It means something to you. You want to take care of it. To be honest, I never thought I'd own something like this, but here I am, and I want to make this car last. It's why I'm doing this series about paint protection film, ceramic coating, and window films.
If you haven't seen my first video about putting PPF on my 2021 Porsche Taycan 4S, I highly suggest you take a look at that video. This one is about ceramic coatings. There are a lot of myths and misinformation about that stuff. Hopefully, I and the folks at Metropolitan Detail in Redmond, Washington can dispel some of those. And I'll tell you why you would want to put ceramic coating on top of PPF.
Full disclosure, STEK USA is providing all of the materials in this series. As the months and years go by, I promise to evaluate them honestly, though any research will tell you STEK makes some of the best films and coatings in the industry. There's a lot of marketing, misunderstanding, and confusion about ceramic coatings, what they can and can't do. Let's clear that up.
So ceramic coating is going to be very different from paint protection film. Paint protection film is literally a sheet of polyurethane film that goes over your car. So it's a thick barrier to protect against those rock chips and road debris that has a top coat that's self-healing against light swirls and light scratches.
Ceramic coating gives you a lot of protection, but in a different way. It bonds to your paint so that things can slide off of it, but if anything impacts the car, it'll just go straight through the coating because the coating offers zero impact resistance.
It's not a self-sacrificial layer in the same way that film is. So what it will do is make your car easy to maintain, and it protects your clear coat from getting that wear and tear. The main difference is that as you're washing your car with a ceramic coating, it'll still be quick, it'll be easier to wash because it's super hydrophobic, water will beat up, it'll take the dirt away with it. But those light scratches that you might get, you're still gonna get on ceramic coating, and they're not gonna self-heal.
The STEK Dyno film on my car has a hydrophobic layer, and on average costs about $2,500 to $3,000 to do the front of a car. More complex front ends are more expensive. It's armor against rocks and bird droppings all by itself. So why put ceramic coating on top of that?
To layer your protection. As you said earlier, PPF is expensive or costly, so giving yourself a larger window to get something off of it is the reason why you put ceramic on top of PPF.
The ceramic protects the film, and the film protects the car. So if you add our ceramic coating over the film, you're gonna increase your warranty by 2 years. So it gives that film a little bit more of a lifespan. It's gonna be there as that extra protective layer over the top, just so that those first couple years, the coating's taking the grunt of the environment.
Professional ceramic coatings can last 3 to 5 years if taken care of. Done at a high-end shop like Metropolitan Detail, the average cost is $2,000, maybe more if the paint needs TLC like my 5-year-old car does.
For your car, it being Carrera white, you know, that oxidation from being out in the sun, even though it's white, when you look at it and the light hits it, you can see the swirls and holograms that it's developed over time.
I thought this was in pretty good condition, other than some chips up front, but the Metropolitan crew were polite but candid that the scratches and swirls have taken the life out of the finish.
And it might look nice, but that's causing it not to be as glossy of a finish.
Paint correction before applying the film and ceramic coating means the dullness won't be sealed in. So the sequence is paint correction, then PPF that my first video went down the rabbit hole on, and then ceramic coating.
PPF has super strong adhesive on it, but if you put a ceramic coating on a car, you can't get the PPF to stick to it. So that's a testament to how good the ceramic coating is, that even with chemically engineered adhesive, they were in the lab for 7 years on the final version of Dyno Shield, it still won't stick to a ceramic coating.
There are do-it-yourself ceramic kits. Those will save you money. Professional coatings typically last longer and are more difficult to apply properly. And there are different formulations. STEK's Final Coat is designed for its film and paint.
Most folks are gonna want that full front, and then what I recommend to everyone is to then ceramic coat the rest of the car. That way when you're washing it, it's gonna bead equally across the full vehicle, it's gonna be equally easy to clean.
The application process looks simple, even watching it in person, but it takes a keen eye and experience to do this right.
you're going to see that this will have a kind of rainbow effect as the solvents are coming out of it. The product's flashing, and that means it's bonding to the car. Once we see that behavior, then we can start to level it with our microfibers. So we're going to now level the coating off of the car using these 3 microfiber towels. These towels are going to be trash after this. As the coating builds up in the towels, they will eventually get hard and crispy, and if you go to use them on a car again, they'll scratch. So it's important to keep the order of the towels so you don't end up using the heaviest loaded towel on your final wipe.
It's critical to work small sections at a time. Patience is key. Wait too long after the coating flashes and it can high spot an unwanted texture that you don't want. The diamond hard coating can be extremely difficult to smooth out once set.
It's a little bit residuey in the sense that when you put it on film, you have to wipe it off very thoroughly. If you don't level the coating all the way down, you will high spot it and you'll have to come back and polish it out.
It looks like Jamar is wiping the coating off. Some maybe, but not very much. It's the leveling process. After the 3rd pass, the gloss is easy to see and feel.
So I can give you a real-world example of what the coating has done for your car. I'll have you grab that microfiber and try to feel that piece of PPF and then put the microfiber there.
Oh, wow, yeah, that's much slicker.
That's the coating. And this is hydrophobic. This PPF has a hydrophobic top layer, so it's pretty slick compared to bare paint, but you can see what the ceramic coating adds is a lot of slickness. The surface tension now is so that things are going to roll right off of it, and the PPF has now been protected itself. So we've just layered the protection.
There are products that help maintain the ceramic finish and return some of the hydrophobic qualities that can be lost over the years.
There is no way that I'm going to be able to show you the improvement on a video, but to the naked eye, it's really apparent how much better this looks. It's so much smoother, so much shinier, and I have PPF on it now, so it's going to stay that way.
With the body done, time for the wheels. Ceramic coating makes dirt and brake dust much easier to remove. Not that EVs create much brake dust. 90% of my car stopping is regenerative. And because of that, I almost opted out of this step. Glad I didn't. Removing the rear wheels revealed this on the inside edge. And yes, I maintain my tire pressure religiously. Would have never caught it. And I was going to take this car on a 1,000-mile road trip to Montana. Probably would have ended badly. So add new tires to the bill and maybe an alignment. Ceramic coating is incredibly durable, but that doesn't mean the car can be abused. There is some maintenance, and you're going to want to do it because the process is expensive.
You want to treat this just like paint. You'll want to wash it with a pH-balanced soap. You don't need any extra waxes or fillers in the soap. You want to use the 2-bucket wash method with a really nice microfiber mitt, and make sure you have a clean towel to dry the car down with, or a leaf blower. Those 2 things will make sure you're not putting wash scratches or marring the car with your drying towel. It should be very easy to clean. Just much easier to maintain than cleaning a car with bare paint because of the surface tension you've just put on the car. Very tight water beads on there. You'll notice the surface tension will be much like dew in the morning. The water beads will be round on the bottom, letting you know how slick it is. When you look at it, especially on your white car, you'll be able to see the water beads rolling down the car, actively collecting dirt, picking it up and carrying it with it off the car.
That water beading, it's a thing, like the car is coated in Teflon. After bringing it home, I wanted to see how well the dirt came off, so I gave it a quick hose down and tried the leaf blower method, being careful not to linger really close to PPF edges at high speed. Don't forget ear and eye protection, okay? Darned if this doesn't work well. All it needs is a light toweling off.
I like to wear soft clothes when I'm working on my car, like sweats. There are no buttons or belt buckles to scratch the paint. And the paint looks amazing. It really does. Better than when I picked the car up. Even my wife, who is not a car person, could tell the difference immediately. I get a new car every week for testing, and when I feel their paint, it's rougher than this 5-year-old vehicle. That's how good this is. Plus, this is going to be a lot easier to clean because, well, I live under big trees, so this is going to help a lot. Next up on my car's journey is window film. Now, I didn't think I needed window film because I live in the Pacific Northwest. Not a lot of sun here, but I learned things. You'll see. Thanks for watching. Hey, if you haven't seen my car review videos, that's what I'm known for. Check those out. Follow me on social media. And if you have questions, I'm answering them. Leave them in the comments. For Driven, I'm Tom Volk.